Hi, Janet.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good. One second.
Sure.
Okay.
I'm here to talk about the situation with Willie Cushing.
Okay.
I need to understand what happened
I know.
and why I wasn't
I know.
informed about it.
Well, I'm sorry that it happened the way it did. Was the coincidence that you were away was not intentional, and I apologize for that because I know it must be a shock for you.
Yes. Why wasn't I informed? I left my emergency contact information.
I thought about it. The decision was mine, and I decided against it. You were on vacation. Informing you, I don't think would have changed anything, and so I decided not to.
But this has left a huge hole in my organization. Without Willie there, we need to come up with a plan. But first, I need to understand what happened.
Okay, we will come up with a plan, and everything will be okay in that direction. Okay, what happened was very simple. As you know, we have the technology, and we have the right to review everyone's telephone and internet use records. And a big red flag came up on William Cushing. He had multiple irregular uses of the telephone. Everything was outside of the Bank Street business, and his use of the internet was abusive.
Willie has been a great employee. Is this something that has just happened, or did the flag go up before I was gone?
No, we've been reviewing records for a long time. HR and other departments have talked about the punitive action. We decided on it, and coincidentally and unfortunately, we decided to put it into action while you were away. So that's what happened.
I was never informed of this prior to my leaving.
Prior to you leaving, there was nothing for me to inform you about.
What about the warnings? You said that it has been happening, that you've been looking at the records.
I've been looking at records for everybody, everyone in your department and everyone in everybody else's department. When it hits a certain level of misuse, that's when we sat down and decided what to do. So right now, William Cushing is on administrative leave.
Okay, you're saying that he made personal calls?
He made a lot of personal calls, both long-distance calls to Iowa and somewhere in New York and Massachusetts.
Look, Willie, everybody makes personal calls, okay? I don't have a problem with that. He's always done a great job.
Personal calls, multiple personal calls, is improper use of company property, frankly. And it must work into someone's productivity. Well, if you couple that with the amount of time you're spending, or he's spending on the internet.
Whatever he's done has not impacted his performance. And I should be part of that decision, okay? I should be part of the decision whether or not he needs to leave.
And that's not going to change the records. It's not going to change his records. It's not going to change the policy that we have here as to what is proper and what's improper.
It just doesn't sound right to me, okay? And we need to get him back. That's the bottom line here. And if we need to go higher in the organization
I'm not going to change
make
my
that
decision.
Happen,
That's not a good precedent. And it's not a good precedent to look at someone's record and say, well, not him, but maybe someone else.
I can see if he had performance problems, but he has no performance problems, okay? He doesn't need to be
Let's talk about that. But let's talk about that after his leave.
No, this is wrong. This is simply wrong.
Lynn?
And I wasn't informed about this.
He is not the only person whose records have been looked over.
Somebody else in my organization?
Yes, you.
Who? Oh, my records?
Your records have been also reviewed.
Yes. And what are you saying?
I'm saying that I have records of long-distance phone calls that are outside of business and of use on websites and time on the internet that seems inappropriate.
This is correct because obviously these policies have not been clearly defined. Okay,
I think it's very clearly defined. But we've made them very clear in all of our employee brochures and employee information and employee workbooks.
I need to see the records. I need to see how they exceed the thresholds for myself and Willie and anybody else within my organization that this has happened to.
I didn't say they exceeded the thresholds for you.
What did you say?
I'm saying that there is improper use on it. I'm not saying it exceeded the threshold.
Okay, so you're saying that I need to...
Listen, Lynn, we're going around in circles. We're going around in circles. I'm sorry that this happened while you were away. It was unintentional, but it did happen. And the punitive action that we took is of our right to do, and I did make the final decision. It was not my decision alone, but I did take the final decision. And I understand why you're upset, but because you are missing an employee.
Yeah, a key employee.
And this is where I come in, and I will help you with that.
Well, you haven't helped me because you got rid of him without telling me about it. We need to get him back. Okay, we need to get him back, and obviously we are not agreeing here, you and I,
No,
right?
we're not
bumping
agreeing.
heads.
So let's have another meeting and talk about how we're going to help out your team.
No, we need to take this to your manager. Okay, we need to take this to somebody else who can get him back, because I'm not buying this.